Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet, and today, no one really listens to these podcasts. I found through work that a couple of my co-workers have actually picked up the Short Funk recording and have run with them. Occasional quotes come out of Short Funk, which is very, very curious. But my general assumption recording these podcasts, and this goes even more for Stone Ape, is that a majority of people in my general day-to-day that have known me historically don't listen to these things. And they don't listen to them primarily because I'm a large, lumbering, monkey-like creature, and there's nothing that I could produce that would be worthy of their ears. This may seem particularly harsh, maybe a bit juvenile, but my perspective comes through a series of experiences that I'll broadly call my life, and also broadly call a particular interpretation of my life that is unique from people that have known me historically. What would the benefit be of listening to Tom ramble on about topics from 7 to 9 minutes? This is an interesting question. I've tried to keep the topics on Short Funk as diverse as possible. I keep a small list of potential topics in the future, and I try to spread them out in different directions, so I'm not heavily repeating certain ideas, although there is a kind of ongoing narrative through this. To be frank, I just don't think I fit into the timelines and schedules of most of the people that I know. More power to them. But I do enjoy doing these Short Funk recordings. I do enjoy exploring various ideas in a particularly tightly prefaced format. And in this regard, Short Funks aren't going anywhere. Irrespective of the folks that listen to Short Funks, the folks that don't listen to Short Funks, I still think they're providing an interesting blueprint. Maybe over time, a philosophy could actually emerge through these recordings. But for now, I'm perfectly satisfied with the wonderful listeners that I have. And the format that I use in Stone Ape, in large part, is also designed to allow me to elaborate, talk occasionally about juicy gossip, do things that I wouldn't be able to do in Short Funk, primarily because Short Funk is easily consumed in sound bites, whereas Stone Ape is a long, rambling, leisurely conversation with a lot of interruptions that allows me at various periods to throw in bits of information and news which wouldn't necessarily fit in Short Funk. Certainly they are not in this tight format which has defined Short Funk to date, and for that reason I feel the two podcasts are well distinguishable, and the listeners for each of them get different things from them. When I say no one listens to this thing, it's more really a reflection associated with now nearly 2 decades of producing content that people feel comfortable with it existing, but not necessarily comfortable with their active participation. A book has come out in the past day, an open source book, well, it's called Open Access in the academic publishing community, that I actually think is particularly wonderful. It's not about Noble Ape, it's not about any of the work that I've done, but it contains a series of formulae and series of ideas that embody a lot of what I've been doing with Noble Ape over the past couple of decades. It's nice to have a book that's easy to point people to, particularly associated with concepts of logic, multidimensional calculus, impactful systems, a lot of the stuff that I previously described associated with communication is now described associated with networks, which is really a flavour of the past decade. So yeah, some modern naming conventions, but basically the same ideas. This too is a document that will be more like an entryway for people that are willing to tread through certain things, and once they've emerged through this wandering, they will certainly be at a different level of communication associated with Noble Ape. This is one of the things I enjoy about Short Funk as well. That by listening to this podcast, you get a different insight, you get a different mapping into a series of ideas that might be applicable in a variety of other places where Barbalet is found, and certainly a number of places where Barbalet definitely isn't found, but might provide more insight to you folk listening in. I'm interested in hearing feedback from listeners associated with this, because it's really part of the blueprint of Short Funk to provide segmented bits of information to at least motivate some degree of discussion, some degree of thought. And through this light, as I think this topic is well and truly done, Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.